Sacred geometry and synchronicity. Right. These are very deep topics, but I'll probably just scratch the surface. I'm not going to go too deep. But they're very interesting, and I thought I'd talk about it. But before I start, I want to just get something out of the way. The DMT extraction video, which I promised since I think the day I started this channel, and I said I would have it up this week. The bottom line is I'm not going to put it out, and the reason why sort of also links in with the topic of synchronicity. Basically, ever since I started trying to record the video for it, something went wrong, like something delayed it. Something would happen, like I lost my memory card for the camera. One time the root bar got held up at customs. They wouldn't let it in. The extraction would go wrong. Something would come up. Something just kept happening, and it kept being delayed. And then I thought to myself, oh, well, maybe it's not meant to be, right? And then I did it, and then something came to me, and I was like, look, what will happen? Maybe like if YouTube sees this and they take it down, will they close my account? What? So I thought, I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna do some research. You know, I don't want the fucking SWAT team that, you know, breaking into my house. Like, they do that kind of shit here. It's not safe. Like, and I can't be bothered to be dealing with that shit. So I thought, let me just do some research, read the laws, the regulations on YouTube and all that. And then what happened was a couple of videos, like extraction videos, popped up on YouTube. And I was like, okay, let me wait and see if they stay. If they get taken down, then there's no point. And eventually they did get taken down. And then I thought to myself, all right, what I'll do is I'll change the video, right? So it's not a direct, like, in your face, this is how to make DMT. And then I was thinking about that, and then on my last video, this guy left a comment on my video saying, you know, are you sure you want to put it out? You know, what if your account gets closed? And to me, that message was like one of these synchronicities, which I'm going to talk about. And I said to myself, you know what? He's right. I'm not going to put it out. It's not worth the hassle. And there's much, you know, if you really want to find out how to extract DMT, you can do it. You just go to Google and type DMT extraction text, and there's hundreds of them, and it's easy. And you don't really need someone to do a video on it, you know. It's depending on how much you want to do it, you want to get hold of some, you can easily do it. It's easy. But what I will do is I'll put the video on my website. There's like a whole extraction section on there. But like I said, there's other websites that you can go and check now if you really want. So yeah, so after that guy's message, I said to myself, you know, I'm not gonna do it. I'm not putting it up. I just can't be bothered. So, and this guy actually, I'm gonna put a link to his channel, because he's got some videos, and they're like really long, which actually I like long videos, and he talks a lot of sense. Like, you should check him out. He's cool. So shout outs to you, man. I don't actually know how to pronounce your name, so I'm not gonna try and make myself look like a fool. Anyway, so synchronicities, what are they? These, basically, if you remember in my last, I think it was the last video, the one before, I said that ever since I did DMT, I've noticed so many different things around me starting to change, right? Like a lot of manifestation. And this synchronicity is one of those things that's been happening a lot. Like, you know, when sometimes your phone is about to ring, like just before it rings, you know it's gonna ring, or sometimes it rings and you know who it is, and you know, that happening like once in a while, you know, you can say, all right, fair enough, it's coincidence, or, you know, whatever, it happens. But for me, it's literally been happening every day, like without fail. Not just, you know, my phone ringing, because that would be stupid, but other stuff, like I'll go on YouTube. Like, I really enjoy watching these videos people do where they like this, like personal vlogs, where they just, like, they're normal people, like normal civilians, just talking about normal everyday shit. That to me makes a lot more sense than some guy like sitting in an armchair, like channeling an entity and all that stuff. Like, that to me, it maybe might not be bullshit, but to me it doesn't really doesn't do it for me. I don't like that. I like genuine people that do it for free. They're not after making a quick buck, you know, or let me, you know, talk about what people want to hear. So then I can promote my book or I can promote my product or whatever. Now they just do it because they, to me, I find that this sort of thing is a little bit like therapy, because we do live in an age now where the internet is just taking over, and you know, you gotta get with it because we can't get away from it, and it will get to a point where we will really rely on the internet. We already do. So to me, the internet and like YouTube has become like a normal part of life now, and in a way it's like therapy. It's like, you know, you go, you know, 7 days a week, you know, you do your normal everyday thing, like you go to work, so 5 days a week. You go to work, you go out with your friends, you know, you go out clubbing, whatever, you do your normal day shit. And then one day, like, you know, you get time to yourself, you do a video. It helps with a lot of things, like it helps other people that might be interested in what you've got to talk about, or what you've been going through, what you've been experiencing on like drugs or whatever. So in a way, it's like therapy. You're helping people, and it's fun. Right? So to me, that sort of video is what interests me, and I watch a lot of these on YouTube. And this happens all the time. Like I'm watching it, and then I'll think of something, and I'll be like, oh, this guy might, you know, he looks like he knows what he's talking about, or I like what he's saying. So let me just ask this question that I'm thinking. So I'll type it in the comment, and then 5 minutes later, I'm watching the video and the guy will cover the exact same thing, like in depth, and you'll go through it, and I'm like, whoa. So you know, I usually always just go down and delete the message, but this happens like I'll a lot of times when I feel like doing something like that I haven't done for a while. Like the other day, I really fancied have sushi, and then like literally within like half an hour, like my friend texts me saying, I'm in your area, do you want to go for sushi? I was like, what? And these happen a lot. So it's like synchronicities that then transform into manifestation. They're not much, like it's not major, wow, oh my god, but it's still interesting because it really makes you, it confirms everything that I've been thinking. Like after my whole experiences with DMT, everything that I've been thinking about is just being confirmed every day with these little things. And synchronicities to me are not just coincidences. They're not just random events. They mean something. And if you start to pay attention to them, they will start to unfold a lot more than what is just there on the surface. You'll get a lot of answers, and you get a lot of things that you need at the time. Like they can really help you make decisions on whether to do something or not do it. They can confirm something that you might be thinking or going through. So you know, if you learn to pick up on these and pay attention to them, they can be really helpful. Like the way I see synchronicities is like sacred geometry. Like if you look at a pattern, like a geometric pattern, there's loads of intersections, right? Just lines crossing, and all of those little intersections are synchronicities, are events that happen in your life. Okay, and they might not mean much on the surface when you look at it because they're such small events, but when you zoom out and you look at the bigger picture from above, which we can't really do, then you can see the whole pattern. So you know, that to me, and it's the simplest form of simplest definition to what life is. Life is a geometric pattern. God is a geometric pattern, and we're all a part of that pattern. And everything that happens in your life is a synchronicity. It happens because it's meant to happen, you know. And once you begin to see this pattern, then you know, you begin to manifest, and you begin to maybe like even see in the future. I haven't, but you know, I've had dreams where like it's happened in real life, but that was like years ago. And but you know, these things can come true once you begin to really understand how it works, because you know, the more you look into nature, the more you see these these geometric shapes and patterns in everything. And it can't just be random mutations. There is a designer, there's like an architect, there's a whole plan behind everything. It's like these patterns, they're like the ones and zeros of a computer program. Behind it all there is something, and it's really cool when you begin to understand and see it. So as you can see, there's a guy in the back. Oh, he's checking out. But yeah, so that was my 2 cents on that. What else do I want to say? This guy that I was saying left a comment on my video. Like I left a comment on his video the other day. He was talking about life, and he was like, "Oh, life is so amazing." And I wrote, you know what? Like when you think about it, 40, 50 years ago, our parents, for example, they didn't ask these questions that we're asking. We're going through something in history right now that's completely unique. It's never happened before. And again, like I was saying about the internet, I think the internet has a lot to play, a part to play in this, because I don't think if the internet wasn't there, I don't think people would be able to communicate like we are now. Obviously they wouldn't. And I don't think that mass awareness would have come about. So the internet, like I said, plays a big part, and it is in its own way like a consciousness. It's crazy. It's alive. And so yeah, so our parents, like back then, they didn't ask questions like this, but I'm finding everyone is just asking why. What is this like? A lot of people are going that route. It's really interesting. And I have a feeling something big is gonna happen soon. That's gonna change everything. Like if you look back in history, you know, obviously the further back you go, the less evolved we were, but a lot of the major changes that took place throughout history happened instantly. Like not instantly, but suddenly. Like we went from, you know, down here to suddenly going up there, as opposed to gradually going up. There was always been like a shift where the human consciousness has just evolved like a lot. Internet again was one of those shifts, in my opinion, and I think there is gonna be something else happening soon. I don't know what. I just have a feeling like, you know, there's something wrong, or something is about to be, you know, exposed. I don't know. It might be a big war. It might be like a natural disaster that's just unimaginable. It might be something supernatural, like a shift in consciousness. You know, a lot of people talk about that, but I don't understand how that would work. What, suddenly you wake up and like you what, superhuman or something? I don't know. I don't think that sort of thing will happen, but I think there's gonna be like maybe disclosure, like maybe alien contact. I don't know, but something will happen. Like I've been reading about DNA mutation that is taking place around the world. Like a lot of people are just, the DNA is changing. So that could be another thing. Like maybe this something supernatural will happen. Fucking from the shit I've seen on DMT, man, I wouldn't be surprised actually, to be honest. Man, I went to that festival, the one I made the video about, where I went, had MDMA and LSD. That day I had my DMT on me, I took it, but we didn't do it. It was just not the place. But I met this guy there, and he was like, "Oh, I've been searching for DMT for like years, blah blah." And I gave him some, for free, obviously. Like, I really do believe with DMT, don't sell it. Like, even if you figure out how to make it, once you make it, don't go out like charging, because I've seen people like charging £80 a gram. Like, what the fuck are you on? Like, with £80, which is about $150 or whatever, you can go and buy a kilo of root bark, and with that kilo you can make 20 grams of DMT, like, easy. Why would you buy it for 1 gram for 8? So don't, you know, try and use people. Like, if you can make it and you do make it, give it away. Like, let people try it. People that you, not obviously everyone, but people that you know or whatever that want to do it and they've been looking for it, help them out. Give them a little bit. It will come back to you. It will come back to you. Trust me, it will come back to you. So anyway, I'm gonna cut this video here, and I will see you on the other side. Alright? Peace.